Well, when you got to look at the Women's Chess World Cup today in 2025, it was the last day of the quarterfinals, except for one match. And the latest update we are getting you from Batumi, Georgia, is that Koneru Humpy has entered the semi-finals. It was a wonderful, wonderful show from Koneru Humpy as she outwitted her young Chinese rival in Song Yung-jin, and because of that, now Koneru Humpy became the first player to qualify for the semi-finals. After that, Lei Tingji has managed to ensure that she's beaten Nana Zagnidze 2-0, and because of that, there will be no European representation in the Women's Chess World Cup. Both semi-finals, when you look at it, it is the clash of India versus China in both the encounters because Lei Tingji will take on Koneru Humpy. However, when you look at the other news that is there, Harika Dronavalli and Divya Deshmukh, their games have ended in a draw. And it was a rather intense draw when you look at it. It was like a lot of time was taken. In fact, Divya Deshmukh took close to 21 minutes for one particular move. But the position was steady. The position was such that, okay, even if you tried to have a perpetual, it just made no sense. And that's why both players agreed to a marathon draw in that. So, one Indian will definitely join Koneru Humpy, and that is where we will have only one tiebreaker tomorrow. Now, who will go from that? Will it be Harika Dronavalli or will it be Divya Deshmukh who will join Koneru Humpy in the semi-finals? That is one very interesting update which we will come to know only tomorrow. Tomorrow, two rapid games. If that ends in a draw, two more rapid games, so that will be 10-minute rapid games. After that, if that is a draw, 5 plus 3. If 5 plus 3 ends in a draw, then 3 plus 2, sudden death, Armageddon. That's how it goes. But on the other front, when you look at it, it is bad news that the field of 4 has now reduced to 2 because Vaishali Rameshbabu has lost to Tan Zhongyi in a pulsating semi-final. And it was a drawish position for most of the match, but then unfortunately, when you look at it, Vaishali blundered. And that is why when she blundered her one particular move, Tan Zhongyi really got the initiative. I mean, if you look at it, Vaishali did frustrate Tan Zhongyi. She managed to ensure that she went into a very long endgame in which the bishops were traded. Then when you look at it, the rooks were traded. But the knights were traded. But then at one point in time, Tan Zhongyi's extra rook gave her the advantage, and that is why, although she had a pawn that was running down the g file, she could have converted into a queen. But unfortunately, the rook just came by, checkmated her, and that is why Vaishali Rameshbabu has been eliminated from the Women's Chess World Cup, and that is why you are going to see in the two semi-finals that take place day after tomorrow, you will see that it will be India versus China on both fronts. Lei Tingji will take on Koneru Humpy, and you're going to see Tan Zhongyi take on either Divya Deshmukh or Harika Dronavalli in one of the semi-finals. Now, the candidates race has become very, very interesting because you are going to see the top two, whoever go through to the finals, they are assured of a spot in the candidates. But whoever loses, there'll be a third place playoff. And in that third place playoff, if they win, then that person gets into the candidates at this point in time. So you could see an all Chinese, when you look at it, you can see an all Chinese final, or you can see an all Indian final also. That is very much possible at this. That's very much possible at this stage in time. So yes, the update that we're getting you from Batumi, Georgia, after a very long and hectic 5.5 hour session, Koneru Humpy has become the first Indian to qualify for the semi-finals of the Chess World Cup. Divya Deshmukh and Harika Dronavalli will play the playoff games tomorrow. And then you're seeing that Vaishali Rameshbabu has unfortunately been eliminated from the Chess World Cup. It has been a brave show from her. But yes, when you look at the siblings, it's not been good for them. Pragnananda did struggle a bit, showed some flashes of brilliance in the Las Vegas Freestyle Grand Slam, but now you look at it, it's a missed opportunity for Vaishali Rameshbabu. But Tan Zhongyi, she's one of the best in the world for a reason, and she put on a great, great show, and that is why kudos to her for putting on a fantastic display. So India versus China semi-final, both of them guaranteed, and that's why the semi-finals that will start from Tuesday, that is going to be very, very interesting indeed. So Tuesday you will see the semi-finals, and that's why it's going to be very, very interesting. Toto's saying Indians dominating the semis will hopefully win the championship too. Well, let's hope. Let's hope that happens. India wins the semi-finals and you have an all-Indian final, which means both are assured a place in the candidates at this stage. Nishant Agrawal, Humpy is equivalent to Vishwanathan Anand in terms to women's chess for India. I mean, one of the best in the business, two-time world rapid champion, and she really deserves a place in the candidates. Remember, last time she did put up a good show. She's been part of many candidates before, but unfortunately she couldn't make it. And that's why Harika or Divya, who will join her in the semi-finals, that remains to be seen. Raj is like saying rooting for Hans Niemann. Yes, you know that the Las Vegas freestyle final is happening. Karma for bullying of Hikaru, Magnus and Chesscom towards Hans. That's a different story altogether. I would say that Levin Naronian is a gentleman and one of the best in the business. So I would say let the better man win. I think Levon, having beaten world number one and world number two, he definitely deserves the Las Vegas Grand Slam freestyle tournament. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this update. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis and tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. Bye bye.